Good day, ma'am. I am about to recite the Article 11 to 15 of the Criminal Law, Book 1. Article 11, Justifying Circumstances. Paragraph 1. Anyone who acts in defense of his person or rights, provided that the following circumstances concur. First, unlawful aggression. Second, reasonable necessity of the means employed to prevent or repeal it. Third, lack of sufficient provocation on the part of the person defending himself. Paragraph 2. Anyone who acts in defense of the person or rights of his spouse, ascendants, descendants, or legitimate, natural, or adopted brothers or sisters, or his relatives by affinity in the same degrees, and those consanguinity within the fourth civil degree, provided that the first and second requisites prescribed in the next preceding circumstance are present, and the further requisite, in case the revocation was given by the person attacked, that the one making defense had no part therein. Paragraph 3. Anyone who acts in defense of the person or rights of a stranger, provided that the first and second requisites mentioned in the first circumstance of this article are present, and that the person defending be not induced by revenge, resentment, or other evil motive. Paragraph 4. Any person who, in order to avoid an evil or injury, does not act which causes damage to another, provided that the following requisites are present. First, that the evil sought to be avoided actually exists. Second, that the injury feared be greater than that done to avoid it. Third, that there be no other practical and less harmful means of preventing it. Paragraph 5. Any person who acts in the fulfillment of a duty or in the lawful exercise of a right or office. Paragraph 6. Any person who acts in obedience to an order issued by a superior for some lawful purpose. Article 12. Circumstances which exempt from criminal liability. Paragraph 1. An imbecile or an insane person, unless the latter has acted during a lucid interval. Paragraph 2. A person under 9 years of age. Paragraph 3. A person over 9 years of age and under 15, unless he has acted with discernment, in which case such minor shall be proceeded against in accordance with the provisions of Article 80 of this Code. Paragraph 4. Any person who, while performing a lawful act with due care, causes an injury by mere accident without fault or intention of causing it. Paragraph 5. Any person who acts under compulsion of irresistible force. Paragraph 6. Any person who acts under the impulse of an uncontrollable fear of an equal or greater injury. Paragraph 7. Any person who fails to perform an act required by law when prevented by some lawful and superable cause. Article 13. Mitigating circumstances. The following are mitigating circumstances. Paragraph 1. Those mentioned in the preceding chapter, when all the requisites necessary to justify or to exempt from criminal liability in the respective cases are not attendant. Paragraph 2. That the offended is under 18 years of age or over, 70 years. In that case of the minor, he shall be proceeded against in accordance with the provisions of Article 80. Paragraph 3. That the offender had no intention to commit so grave a wrong that is committed. Paragraph 4. That sufficient provocation or threat on the part of the offended party immediately precede the act. Paragraph 5. That the act was committed in the immediate vindication of a grave offense to the one committing the felony, his spouse, ascendants, or relatives by affinity within the same degrees. Paragraph 6. That of having acted upon an impulse so powerful as naturally to have produced passion or obfuscation. Paragraph 7. That the offender had voluntarily surrendered himself to a person in authority or his agents, or that he had voluntarily confessed his guilt before the court prior to the presentation of the evidence for the prosecution. Paragraph 8. That the offender is deaf and dumb, blind, or otherwise suffering some physical defect which has restricts his means of action, defense, or communications with his fellow beings. Paragraph 9. Such illness of the offender as would diminish the exercise of the willpower of the offender, without however depriving him of the consciousness of his acts. Paragraph 10. And finally, any other circumstance of a similar nature and analogous to those above mentioned. Article 14. Aggravating circumstances. The following are aggravating circumstances. Paragraph 1. That advantage be taken by the offender of his public position. Paragraph 2. That the crime be committed in contempt or with insult to the public authorities. Paragraph 3. That the act be committed with insult or in disregard of the respect due the offended party on account of his rank, age, or sex, or that is be committed in the dwelling of the offended party, if the latter has not given provocation. Paragraph 4. That the act be committed with abuse of confidence or obvious ungratefulness. Paragraph 5. That the crime be committed in the palace of the chief executive or in his presence, or where public authorities are engaged in the discharge of their duties, or in a place dedicated to religious worship. Paragraph 6. That the crime be committed in the night time, or in an inhabited place, or by a band, whenever such circumstances may facilitate the commission of the offense. Paragraph 7. That the crime be committed on the occasion of a conflagration, shipwreck, earthquake, epidemic, or other calamity or misfortune. Paragraph 8. That the crime be committed with the aid of armed men or persons who ensure or afford impunity. Paragraph 9. That the accused is a recidivist. Paragraph 10. That the offender has been previously punished by an offense to which the law attaches an equal or greater penalty, or for two or more crimes to which it attaches a lighter penalty. Paragraph 11. That the crime be committed in consideration of a prize, reward, or promise. Paragraph 12. That the crime be committed by means of inundation, fire, poison, explosion, stranding of a vessel or international damage thereto, derailment of a locomotive, or by the use of any other artifice involving great waste and ruin. Paragraph 13. That the act be committed with evidence premeditation. Paragraph 14. That craft, fraud, or disguise be employed. Paragraph 15. That advantage be taken of superior strength or means be employed to weaken the defense. Paragraph 16. That the act be committed with treachery. Paragraph 17. That means be employed or circumstances brought about which add ignominy to the natural effects of the act. Paragraph 18. That the crime be committed after an unlawful entry. There is an unlawful entry when an entrance is affected by a way not intended for the purpose. Paragraph 19. That as a means to the commission of a crime, a wall, roof, floor, door, or window be broken. Paragraph 20. That the crime be committed with the aid of persons under 15 years of age, or by means of motor vehicles, airships, or other similar means. Paragraph 21. That the wrong done in the commission of the crime be, be deliberately augmented by causing other wrong necessary for its commission. Article 15. Alternative circumstances. Alternative circumstances are those which must be taken into consideration as aggravating or mitigating according to the nature and the effects of the crime and the other conditions attending its commission. They are the relationship, intoxication, and the degree of instruction and education of the offender. That is all. Thank you.